Hey guys, welcome back. It's BDCAR here, and we are going to be showcasing the challenge reset for the most recent Batgirl Prime challenge.
Alright, so even if you've done it before, besides the ongoing message that it works, which is usually what you stick around for, we're actually going to show you something a little bit different, just an FYI. Everybody who's been doing the Batgirl challenge knows that at normal level, that on the 4th ladder, challenge 4, in the 10th battle, you get a free card, one of the 3 guys that you're fighting.
Yeah.
What's different, and it harkens back to the original Wonder Woman 600 challenge and the repeat Wonder Woman 600 challenge, is that when you get to expert mode, that same fight will give you another card, but in this case there's a chance at a gold.
Yeah, 2 silvers and a gold. So if you're not incredibly far yet and you want to max out a gold, this is a good way to do it. That way you can get one for beating the challenge and one for here, potentially. So
obviously the problem is there's no guarantee. It's a 1 in 3 chance, and despite what people say on the forums that whoever you finish first or whoever you finish last or all that stuff, doesn't matter.
Checked it, yeah, it doesn't.
It's completely random, so it's silver.
Okay, so we finished Deathstroke first. We're gonna finish Superman last. Or sorry, Superman second.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it'll be the first guy, sometimes it'll be the last guy. It makes never mind.
If we get Superman, this will show that it's neither first nor last. That'll be convenient. Wait. There we go, see?
Alright.
The guy we finished in the middle, that's good proof right there.
Well, a refutation. It's not so much a proof as a refutation of all the people who are saying, well, it's the first guy you killed, the second guy you killed, or the last guy you killed. It doesn't make a difference. Alright, so the key there being, if you're going to farm the challenge like we've actually recommended before, don't just farm it standard. Make sure, I mean, now that you get 25 credits at the beginning of each one, you don't actually have to get any extra challenge credits. Those 25 will be just enough. Oh, the other point, for those who are paying attention, notice that the challenge currency cost at expert level is 2. So that's what it was before, way back when. They changed it to 1, which was better. Now they've changed it to 2 here on the expert, and if you want to finish Nightmare, that's 3 challenge credits.
Yeah, so I guess that's just because I think a lot of people don't bother with like Nightmare, and they also want you to have to either grind a lot more or farm. Or even just buy from packs. That's awful, buying the credits from packs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're doing here is turning off your connection to the internet, any connection you have. So Wi-Fi, airplane mode if you got data, and we're changing it to a date after the challenge has ended. So we only change it to a couple days after, because if you change it to way too far forward, you lose your gold packs if you go into the store by accident until 24 hours after. And so that happens no matter when you set it to, but in this case, it'd be a little less painful, right?
Yeah, and so actually for people who've been following along with us, you'll notice that our device is reloading it way faster than it ever did before.
Yeah.
And that's thanks to the recent update during the Bounty Hunter Lobo challenge.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is when you go back into the store, you have to wait for 1 minute without doing anything. And we don't mean like a
figurative
figurative minute where it's like, oh, I don't know, however long. You have to wait for 60 seconds.
And there have been a few people who've had it fail where what we expect to get is a pop-up saying plus 25 challenge credits. You can see we've got 97 right now. That'll revert back to nothing, and then the 25. But if you don't get the plus 25, that's actually another sign that it's failing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means that you have to wait longer than 60 seconds. To be safe, try it in increments of 30 seconds, a minute and a half. Some people said after 2 minutes it was fine.
And the one other place where it can fail is under the challenge it says 10 days. If it says 16,000 something days, at this step it's failed. Close it down, swipe it out, start again from complete fresh.
Alright, so this is a good example. Challenge is expired, so that means we know it's failed. We're going to just shut it down. This is perfect actually. We've talked about how it can fail, but we've never actually been able to demonstrate.
We're going to swipe it out, there we go.
So we've got to put everything back, we're redoing our connection. Nothing's there. Alright, so we're clear. And we're going to restart Injustice. Alright, that's interesting. This gives us a chance to talk about a few other things too. So, one of the things that we always talk about, part of it is, we're expecting a lot of people who are watching this video to be new viewers. So that's why we go over some basic stuff. So if you've done it before, you've probably heard it a bunch of times already.
Yeah.
But the idea of resetting the challenge is so that you can repeat the challenge at the standard difficulty and get extra copies of the challenge character without having to finish expert or nightmare mode.
Yeah, And you also get to keep all of your rewards, obviously, which some people are unclear on. So you get to keep all the rewards and get more.
Now, again, you don't need to reset it right after. This challenge reset actually works at any particular point. You can do it after you finish part of the standard level challenge if you can't get past it. You can do it after you finished everything after Nightmare.
Yeah.
It all works. This is for Android. We're demonstrating on Android devices. It seems like it works across most Android devices, although some people say that they have trouble. And definitely it hasn't been working on Apple devices. People always ask us that. And even if it were, we have no way of checking. We're Android only.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. So, people ask us, if you do this, will you get banned? Not for this particular, the actual doing of the glitch. We can almost say that with confidence, because even though we can't really speak to everybody else's experience, we've been doing this literally hundreds of times. And there have been times where it will automatically reset itself based on nothing to do with you. So once you start it from scratch, go into your collection. Not because you need to, but this gives you an idea of the timing that you need to do for how long you need to wait after you've opened it. So the time it takes to look at your gear collection where the pictures populate, that's enough time. We are going to do what we did the first time.
Get rid of any internet connection, set the date to at least 1 day after the challenge end date. Because sometimes the timing is a little iffy, right? Where the time doesn't go exactly this number of hours or exactly whatever. So it loads in. You gotta wait for 1 literal minute.
Alright, what else did we want to talk about? One thing is a last resort. If it's not working for you, it has been reported by different users that if none of the solutions work in terms of resetting, that if you uninstall and reinstall, that it works. But if this is a last resort, if you're going to do that, make sure you've backed it up with either a third-party app, such as Helium, which we like, or Titanium, which a lot of people like, but that requires a root of your device. That you can also rely on your WBID by playing a fight
or do both.
Online. Yeah, but we're happier when we've actually backed it up more than one way.
Yeah, we'd back it up as many ways as humanly possible.
I wasn't entirely paying attention. You already mentioned about going into the store when you time shift.
Yeah, go into the store when you time shift forward, and
don't do it.
You will lose.
Don't do it.
Your discount gold packs until 24 hours after.
Alright, so there's our minute. Go into challenge. Challenge expired. Alright, so now we need to wait a little bit longer. Is what it really comes down to.
So we're going to do it again?
Yeah, why not? And what we did was we cut out a bunch of stuff where we totally set the game back at the beginning. Because one of the problems when you reset it and it's not working is that you want to start from a clean start. And that was after we've been playing for a bit already. So what we've got now is we're coming up on a minute. And this is the challenge reset.
There we go.
So we got the credits. We are going back. Set the time back to what it was. Come back. We can confirm. Challenge expired. You don't always have to get the second message. It doesn't happen, doesn't matter.
But the second message is a good sign when it does happen. So these few steps, we've already got our 25 credits, and if we closed it completely out, we would come back in and get the other 25. But that's not enough to complete the challenge. That would only be 50 credits. So you need 63 credits to complete the standard mode, right? And so the closest multiple of 25 is 75. So we're going to be doing this step where you wait an extra minute one more time, so we can bring our total up to 75 credits, and we'll be able to complete standard mode without having to do any grinding.
That's it.
And because you also get 25 when you start expert mode, the 75 plus the extra 25 brings you up to a 100. And that's actually enough to get the gold character too without having to do any grinding.
Actually, technically, you probably don't even need to grind anymore because you get the 25 when you finish standard mode.
Yeah.
It gives you another 25, so that would actually have been enough to get you to
For the 10th fight, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't even need 75 is plenty.
So 75 is enough to get really the kind of most efficient grinding method and the most efficient path to the rewards, right? There you go. So the next 25 brings us up to 50. So this is where we're turning the date back. Wi-Fi on. We're going to enter. It's going to challenge expire us twice or once. There we go,
All right,
once.
so this next step, sometimes if you just go challenge right away, it'll give you 25, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't. You need to shut it down. And go back to...
up. So, what we're pretty sure is happening here is when you accidentally have your game crash or it closes or something when you've completed part of the challenge after using this glitch, the challenge will reset itself, and that's really annoying. So what we're doing here is we're locking in the progress so that even if we accidentally close it or it crashes or anything happens that we couldn't account for, we don't have to reset all the progress that we've done on the challenge. And so what happens is when you do it and you accidentally close it, it resets it, but it doesn't reset your credit value. So when we're closing it on purpose here, we're resetting the progress, and there's no progress. So it's going from 0 progress to 0 progress, and nothing changes. And we get to keep the credits. So we're force resetting it when it's not actually doing anything negative.
So we're going to come get the last 25 credits, and then we'll probably play a little bit of the challenge while we summarize some of the key points of what we covered here.
Yeah.
So it'll help you problem solve if you're not getting exactly what we see on screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and part of it is that because it loads so much quicker than it used to, that we don't have as much time to talk during the video, so we're actually, my timing is a little bit off. I'm getting a little bit...
discombobulated.
Discombobulated, that's a good word. Alright, so we're here. So this is the last time. There's our
25 credits, there we go.
Alright. Since we're already set up for this fight, might as well just grind through it a little bit. Sorry, so a few of the key points. If you're having trouble, start from a clean start, right?
Yeah.
Shut it down, put all your settings back to normal, and then start from the beginning. So that's why it failed the first time when we did it, because we'd already been playing a bunch.
Yeah, and it messed up
the timing. So
yeah.
what you need to do when you start over again too is wait long enough so that you see the pictures of your gear populate, come back out. If it's still not working, then you, instead of waiting a minute, wait a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah. 30-second increments.
Let's summarize. Android only. That's what we test on. We can't tell you whether it works on Apple. Probably doesn't. And a last resort, if it's not working for you,
uninstall
and reinstall, but make sure you back it up both by using a third-party app and also having a couple of online fights with your WBID to make sure that you've got your data there.
Back it up 3 ways from Friday until you're almost definitely sure that you won't be losing anything.
Do not go into your store while you have time shifted forward.
Unless you want to lose your gold packs, which you don't, so just don't do it.
And that's part of the reason why we don't go so far ahead in the future. I mean, you could go like a year or a month or whatever, and that could cause your challenge to expire, but we choose not to because...
losing your gold packs for a year would be awful.
And even though we've done this literally hundreds of times and we know what we're not supposed to do, every once in a while accidentally you screw up, we screw up, and you go into shove accident. So in that case, you lose your gold pack for not nearly as long as you would otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh, MP daily bonus missions are effective but inconsistently, so you may want to avoid this if your daily bonus missions matter to you, but it's not actually that big a deal for the number of points you get. You're almost better off just doing it because this is actually the most efficient way of farming
for anything. Because of how many credits you get, it's almost more efficient to buy gear lockers with this method than it is to play multiplayer unless it's a special season reward.
Yeah. And for those of you who are new coming to this, a reminder, the whole point of this is that you can complete the challenge again at the standard difficulty level, so you can get multiple copies of the challenge character without having to complete expert or nightmare mode.
Oh, One note too for people who are new coming to this. No, this does not give you old challenges back. This will reset the current challenge, and the only time that you can bring a challenge back is the day. Recently, it's only been really about a day in between the challenge that just expired and the new one that's just about to come up. So in the day after this one ends, before the new one happens, you'll be able to potentially squeeze out one last copy of Batgirl, but other than that, you won't be able to bring back any old challenges.
Oh, right, too. And a reminder, because this Batgirl challenge is a little bit different from the previous ones, at expert level you need 2 challenge credits per fight, and in nightmare mode you will need 3 per fight. So you'll know that you need to repeat the steps at the beginning a few more times if you want to use that to collect challenge credits in order to complete nightmare mode. So you could, if you wanted to say her nanocarbon mask.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and you know what? If you're going to be patient with us, we're just going to stick out for 5 more fights. And again, we'll make the point of it doesn't matter which you knock out first. It's completely random which card you get.
There. Yeah, so that's the Cliff Notes version of our tips and tricks if it's not working.
I think we've got a couple more fights at least.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we should have an update, our weekly update. We're planning to do that tomorrow. There's a few sort of interesting things that are worth mentioning. In case you miss it, here's a preview. There is Immortals. There's actually an exclusive online character for reward, Voodoo Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So it's actually, this has been a bit of a tough week because we've been doing the challenge for the Seth Rollins swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Playing online to get to rank high for Voodoo Bray Wyatt, and finishing the Batgirl challenge. I mean, even if you've got her to E7, to me it's still worth it unlocking character because you never know when they're going to change. You know, way back when they changed it from a max of level 40 and E5 to level 50.
E7, yeah. You never know. And also, with the infinite cell glitch, it's always good to have a few extra buffer copies, right?
Yeah, it never hurt. I mean, the grinding is actually more effective in the challenge. I mean, not for experience, but for gold. It's way more efficient on the challenge than it is even on Bonus Battle 6, which is considered the best place to farm for credits.
Yeah, so you can farm for credits efficiently, and you can, again, with the infinite cell glitch, if you have like 3 extra copies, you could not only perfect your technique, but then you can have a little bit of a buffer, and you can have actually an outlet, a character that you can sell the extra copies of without having to keep your character uneleated, right?
Alright, so here, 3 characters. Is this the 10th fight? So we can get Regime Green Lantern, Silver Doomsday, or Sinestro.
I think this is the 10th fight.
Alright, so we finished Green Lantern first. I can't remember who we knocked out. Or last, I mean. Who do we finish first? Or do we have another one?
Is this I don't think this is the 10th fight.
Oh.
There we go. That's good. Good we didn't remember.
Nightfall Bane. Alright, so...
Oh, can you get a Nightfall Bane?
Yeah, I'd forgotten that. So Nightfall Bane is a rare drop. He's a console unlock. If you don't have the unlock through the console, you can only get him in very, very rare drops out of the silver pack.
And now a 1 in 3 chance on the challenge.
Oh, way better.
That's so much, yeah.
Alright, so...
is that New 52 Flash?
No, that's Regime Flash.
Regime Flash. Because if it was New 52 Flash, that would be kind of funny, right?
Yeah, no, New 52 is the bronze.
Yeah,
these are all silver. So, Green Arrow was last. See, middle guy.
Yeah, middle guy.
Well, actually, this has been a pattern, but ignore it. This is a sample size. This is more just to prove that it doesn't matter. It's not the first guy you knock out. It's not the last guy you knock out. It doesn't matter. It's fully
Yeah,
random.
so if people tell you it's the first guy, the last guy every time, you know that they're definitely lying or misinformed.
Yes. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.